So I want to talk about something I saw on YouTube, or a video I saw on YouTube, and an issue. There's this YouTuber I ran across the other day while perusing, the interwebs of YouTube, and her name is Sarah Dietschy. I apologize if I'm not saying her name right. Young woman who edits videos, but it's a remark she said about Mac users and PC users.
Hello, Internet. This is a video about my
Mac. And then the general differences. Usually creative types use Apple products. Creative types use Apple products. Creative types use Apple.
As soon as I heard that, I turned off to the rest of her conversation about whether the Mac or her new PC that she's had sitting for like 7 months is better. That's based on what she perceives as creative. And that's an issue because many Mac users, I find, want something they can just buy and not have to think about the hardware. They just want to buy something, put their footage in and edit away. They don't want to have to think about anything else, which I get. That's totally understandable. But me, as a PC user, that's not how I think. Whenever I buy something, I want to customize it. I want to be able to fully tune it to what I want. So Windows 10, for example, still has some of the customizability that it used to have, but not as much. And that's just software. Like Windows, you could go in and turn off features, you could turn on features, you could really streamline the program to not run things you don't want. Remove programs, add programs, you could go into the registry. You could really customize hardware configurations. You could really take control over the product that you bought. Mac, you can't. There's an interesting clip in a Steve Jobs movie with Michael Fassbender.
Taking a quick break.
Part of the problem is
What?
we can recompile, but the hardware, if it's a hardware problem, we can't get into the back.
Why not?
You want to tell her, or should I?
Don't start with me, man.
Why can't he get into the machine?
You need special tools.
What kind of special tools? Just take a
You
screwdriver.
didn't want users to be able to open it. You need special tools.
Is this for real?
There are 100 engineers walking around here. None of them have the tools?
In fairness, not many of them were issued the tools.
What about you?
I left them at the office.
This argument started in the garage.
What are you talking about? Why would you only want 2 slots?
A printer and a modem.
With 8 slots, this is a huge deal that we were able to add 8 slots.
I appreciate the engineering, but it's not what we're doing.
And thank God I won that argument, because the open system is what people love about the machine, and it's why it sold and still sells.
An open system. We're not doing an open system.
Of course we are. That's what people want, and the breakthrough on the Apple.
People don't know what they want until you show it to them.
Serious users want to customize. They want to modify. They want to jack it up. They want hardware engineers like me to expand its capabilities, okay? Keyboards for music, better soundboard, better display boards, improved memory cards.
And it's why there are 3,000 people here right now. The slots are what allow the Apple II to run, for just one example, VisiCalc, which for my guess single-handedly sold between 2 and 300,000 machines.
They want slots.
They don't get a vote. When Dylan wrote Shelter from the Storm, he didn't ask people to contribute to the lyrics. Plays don't stop so the playwright can ask the audience what scene they'd like to see next. Painters are on the verge of a tectonic... Hobbyists? A printer and a modem, 2 slots. The Apple II team has my affection, but I'm not loving up a 7-year-old product at the Mac launch.
Computers aren't paintings.
Fuck you. I'm gonna say fuck you every time you say that until you either die or stop.
Steve.
Try it.
Steve.
Say it.
Computers aren't
Fuck
paintings.
you. Yes, they are, and what I want is a closed system. End-to-end control. Completely incompatible with anything.
Computers aren't supposed to have human flaws. I'm not going to build this one with yours.
Jobs didn't want that. He's like, I want to put a box, seal the box up. They can't touch anything. They can only do whatever we give them to do. Which is a business model, yes, but that's not my way of thinking. I want to customize everything. And this applies to cars. I don't buy new cars because I can't modify the cars. I can't tune them to my needs and specifications. It's the same with a lot of people, other things, and tools and cameras, for example. So when she says it's for creatives, it's for a certain type of creative, a creative person who doesn't want to have to think about the software. I'm a tech person. Like, I understand bit rates, I understand how all that works. So I want to be able to have custom and be able to control that. When it comes to the software, if you prefer Mac OS and you don't want to be able to modify things or do things to the software to really be able to understand how it works, okay, use Apple. But if you want to be able to have the customizability, you would typically use Microsoft Windows, which granted Windows 10 has gotten farther and farther away from what it used to be, like in 7 and 95 and all those others, because that's how I operate. That's how my creativity flows, through my ability to specialize things towards my needs. But when you just like basically slap the face of all the PC people out there saying we're not creative because we don't use Mac, that's such an ignorant remark, and it clearly shows your ignorance and age when you say something like that.